If you love talking about cats, but your friends and family are kind of over it, this is the podcast for you. Join your hosts, Danielle Stray Woolley and Elizabeth Calico Gearhart, on the Jersey PodCats, where everyday cat lovers share funny stories, challenging situations, and ask their questions about cats. All right, let's get right into this episode.
Hi, everybody. I'm Danielle Woolley. No, I'm not. Let's start again, but we're going to keep recording. I'm Danielle Woolley.
And I'm Elizabeth Gearhart, and we are the Jersey PodCats. Welcome to the podcast. We have got a real zinger for today, right, Danielle?
Yeah, we're going to have some fun.
So Danielle said I should give a quick Max update.
Please.
Max is doing much better. I came up with the idea of antihistamine for him, and that's really what made him turn the corner. So he's on a steroid, gabapentin, and antihistamine. Hates the gabapentin, spits it out whenever he can, but he's really turned the corner. He's still got a few little bad areas left, but his face is back to normal, thank goodness, and he's much happier. He's very happy.
Good.
So we're on the road to healing.
Wonderful. Thank you. And it's tough to hear that he was struggling for so long. Fingers crossed that he keeps getting better and better. So we'll keep you guys posted each week with how Max has been doing.
Yay.
And for today, we have a really cool topic that we're going to dive right into, which is Team Cat versus Team Dog, a little friendly competition where we're going to just talk a little bit about our perspectives and our opinions. Of course, everybody has their own opinions on are cats better or are dogs better and why. And just some friendly discussions around each. And we're going to go ahead and quickly, I'd like to just introduce, actually, you know what, Elizabeth, why don't you do the introductions?
Oh, okay. So we have Robin Greubel, she's on Team Dog, and also on Team Dog, we have Jenny Dedes. And then on Team Cat, we have Raymond Osterbye, and Danielle is going to be Team Cat, and I'm going to moderate. Now, Danielle thinks she might be a better moderator, so if I get too passionate, we may switch halfway through. We'll have to see how it goes.
Sounds good. And then we are really excited to have you here, Robin. And Robin and I have been connected through a women's networking organization called FemCity for a long time. And I just love following what she does with dogs. So she'll, share a little bit more about that. So she's a perfect candidate for Team Dog. And then we also have my very good friend now, Raymond Osterbye. For those of you who listened to earlier episodes, he's picked his head up. Those who have listened to earlier episodes and hear me tell the story about how I met a stranger on the internet who invited me to follow him to a stranger's house to watch him trap a cat in someone's yard. This is him. And thanks to him, he's, mentored me, show me how to do things that I've learned in the cat rescue world, and also connected me to a community of people that I now help support through Tommy's Cats and Pet Adoption Network and for Friends in Need. And it's been great. And then Elizabeth, you're the one who was originally connected with Jenny, and we had such a fun time last time. We had her back. Why don't you talk to us about that?
Well, so my husband, Richard, and I have a syndicated radio show called Passage to Profit. It's for entrepreneurs. And Jenny helped us with the syndication part of it. And so I met her on a syndication call. And of course, everybody I talk to, I say, well, do you like animals? Because I have a cat podcast with Danielle Woolley, and it's really fun if you want to come on it. And Jenny was like, well, I'm more of a dog person, but I work with a rescue group and we rescue every single animal you could think of under the sun, just about. So I could come on and talk about just animal rescue. And so we had Jenny on, really hit it off, and decided, well, Jenny was like, why don't we do dogs versus cats? We're like, hey, there we go. And here we are.
Yay. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah. So should we kick it off?
Let's do it.
I am going to start with Team Dog. I'm going to start with Robin. Okay, Robin, can you give me one reason why you think dogs are better than cats?
Because dogs are better team players. And we can train dogs and trust dogs to tell us about important things like narcotics and bombs and missing people.
So true. So Raymond, you are Team
Oh my
Cat.
God.
You can either give a fact about cats or you can rebut what Robin said.
I guess she just took it to a whole new level. I guess I was just thinking of there's that cat that actually could that works in the nursing homes that can he always sits on a patient's bed if the cat thinks you're gonna die. So that's a good wow, I'm just thinking of that special superpower. I don't know. Those are good attributes for dogs. Yeah, I'm trying to say.
All
Yeah,
right, I'm gonna jump in and save this for Team Cat over here. So I agree with everything Robin said. And I will say that cats are sort of trainable. I do agree with you on the trust part, and I would love to have other cat people probably tell me I'm wrong or complain later about what I said. But even with the work that I've done with cats and working with cat behaviorists and trying to do stuff on my own and socializing, I would say I don't 100% trust my cats. So because they're not team players, they kind of do their own thing when they want. But if I'm having a sad day, I trust them to make me feel better. So how's that? That's important.
It is.
Okay, so Jenny, team dog, same topic or new reason why dogs are better?
Well, I could keep going on it. Absolutely. Because there's so many great things dogs do to make them exceptional members of society. They're guide dogs for the blind. I would love to see a cat do that sometime. That would be amazing.
Me too.
I think me and Raymond have a new side hobby we're going to figure out. I'm writing that down.
I want to watch. I'm going to follow you guys home to watch like you did with each other with that. That's great. But, guide dogs for the blind, helping, my vet, when I go to my vet's office, she has her dog Zeke come into the room with your dog to calm your dog while your dog is in there. So I think that's pretty cool, something that her dog does. They also, as Robin had mentioned earlier, drug dogs can sniff out, drugs. The police hire the dogs, to help protect us. And there are just so many amazing things dogs do to contribute to society.
Okay, I'm going to say dogs get 1 point here.
Okay.
Let's move to a new topic.
Well, well, also, I just
He's like, I object.
I just wrote something down. No, I was thinking about also, I guess in terms of people are now using cats for in therapy. Therapy cats for in doctors' offices too, and
well, I thought that's where you were going with it in the senior home, but you just went in a different direction.
Oh, I went in a dark direction. But also I see right now I do see a lot of I follow the war in Ukraine, and a lot of these soldiers have cats with them in the cats with them to soothe them down in middle of a war. It's very amazing how that need for human touch or the human companionship is still there, and cats kind of fill that void, I guess.
Wow.
That's a good one.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I may have to call it a draw. I did think of one thing, which I know I'm not supposed to interject because I'm the moderator, but Danielle, have you ever heard this, that the frequency at which a cat purrs can help bones heal? Have you ever heard that?
So you stole what my team cat thing was going to be, is that I know for sure the frequency of cats and their purrs is healing. I'm not sure about the bone part, but I can start Googling on my other computer and find out while we're talking.
Okay. So
but that was going to be my point, was going to be, I for sure 100% have lived through a lot of sadness and anxiety and stress and all that stuff. And just the purring of the cat makes me feel better.
Okay. I guess I have to call this a draw. Okay.
Oh, wait, dogs heal your soul when they cuddle with you at night while your cat's up zooming around the house.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, I will
too.
respond and say that 34% of the people who own dogs are more likely to fit in 150 more minutes of walking per week than non-dog owners.
Absolutely true. They
can't move because there's a cat on their lap. It's not
Exactly.
So cat owners eat less.
I'm not doing good
less
for our
because they
team
can't
here.
get up and disturb the cat.
Right.
That's
So-
funny. I don't know, Raymond, what do you think?
No, I think I know basically that when I'm watching TV and my partner is is up, I can't get up because I have a cat in my lap, and I don't know, so I just have to sit on the couch while Jeff serves me food, and I use Raymond.
So that's a bonus. You get served thanks to your cat.
Not to get up.
Oh, I can't wait for
my
him to
husband
hear
and I
this. You're
have
in
that
trouble.
agreement too, Raymond, that whoever has the cat on them gets served like a king or queen, right?
Yes, there's a song saying I can't get up, I have a cat in my lap or something. There's a song. Anyway.
Okay, so I would like to go on to a new one. So Robin, I'm gonna let you introduce a new topic. You did a great job on the last one. So do you have something else that you think is better about dogs?
So actually to hit off of the factoid that I just gave is that your kids and adults tend to have a more active lifestyle with the dog.
Mm.
So, because you're out in the backyard, you're playing fetch, or the dog looks at you with those eyes and you're like, okay, you get guilted into going for a walk or at least getting outside and throwing toys for them. Now, I do know that you can teach cats to fetch.
Yeah.
But it's not quite like having a dog that makes you go on an extended hike.
Right.
Okay, Raymond, do you have
I'm Googling a rebuttal.
I always garden with my cats. I'm in the backyard digging holes and whatever, and I let my cat out. I have numerous pictures over the years of the cats just laying in the flower bed that I just planted, and digging it up or something. But I think you can get exercise outside a little bit, with the cat. And I actually did used to walk my cat up and down a block, in one of those cat holsters,
Right.
but not very far. And yeah, and but it was nice, what was I gonna say is getting out with your dog is a good thing, I guess, too, as
Yeah.
well. It's just different things to do.
Okay,
I think
Jenny.
just getting out is a good thing. I don't care if you have a cat or dog.
That's true.
Yes,
So Jenny,
true.
do you want to stick with this one or go to a new one?
Oh, we
Well-
need to stick with it because I have stuff.
Oh, okay. So Jenny,
was
let's hear you.
Really quick, as I mentioned last time, imagine taking a cat camping with you as
We did.
yeah.
And as soon as you said it, I like drifted off. I was like, I can't picture that.
My
Yeah.
cousin takes her cat on her boat. Just so you know. But anyway, okay, Danielle.
That's there.
Okay. So to play off of what Robin said, more tick bites are found in families with dogs. So if you have a cat, then you don't have as much tick bites. So there's a win for Team Cat.
Okay.
Well, hang on. If Team Cat's winning already, let me jump right in with another topic then.
Yeah, I really don't think
Okay.
cats are. I think
Okay,
the dogs
Jenny,
are still winning
go.
this one.
All right. Dogs have much more variety. So the American Kennel Club recognizes 200 breeds, whereas Cat Fanciers Association only recognizes 45. This was as of 2022. So a lot more variety in the dogs we can get.
That can be good or bad, depending on what type of person you are, I guess. So
I feel like we should have
Raymond-
buzzers because I keep wanting to jump in now.
Okay, Danielle, go.
So for someone who has a lot of trouble making decisions, because I have too many favorites of everything. When people ask me my favorite color, I panic. You could tell by the artwork behind me. Like I love everything. So I think it's a positive that there's not as many cats to have to pick from. Helps people make up their mind.
Okay, Robin, team dog.
All right.
My whole thought process is if because there's such a large selection of dogs available, you can actually have a more directed and thought-provoking discussion to choose the breed of dog that's going to fit into your lifestyle instead of just getting a random cat, and hopefully they fit into your lifestyle.
And you
So
get
now
and you get to have more because there's more types to choose from.
Exactly.
Random cat. So-
I cannot believe how worked up I'm getting about this episode.
okay, well let's
So-
let's let Raymond go, and then
Well,
Danielle, you can
I'm
rebuttal.
going to coach him a little bit because Raymond, I think if you can highlight, especially at least in rescue work, right? Highlight like how much you have to make sure there's a match between not just the cat and the human, but cats and other animals too.
No, there's I guess not a wide variety. I don't know, but it's basically like like I mean, the personality differences in cats are very, are great, and certainly basically like some cats are more active cats, more active people. Other cats, they're very docile, and some cats, like depending on the personality, you wouldn't put that cat in this home, but just in terms of dogs, I mean, I remember dogs too. Like there's a bunch of different kinds of dogs that really doesn't really match the personality of the dog too. I don't know. But I think there's a wide variety of cats that basically can be matched to a certain person. Maybe not, but also the breeds of cats. Some breeds are there's only 4 to 5 breeds, but also I guess in terms of dogs, I guess, the most adopted dogs are probably only top 10, dogs are the ones that are adopted. So, yes, but I do think there's there's a range of cats that can be adopted out to different people,
Well, to be
the
honestly
thing.
truthful, I do have to say the dog people are right on this one. I'm sorry, you guys, because when I think about it, if I think about looking at you guys with your cats all kind of look the same. But if I saw Jenny with a Chihuahua in her purse, and then I saw Jenny with a pit bull, I'm thinking that's two different Jennies, right? So your dog, I think, type of dog really can help people see kind of what kind of person you are, what your personality is, right?
Right. I've got a 90-pound Weimaraner and a 57-pound Black Lab Australian Shepherd. So no Chihuahuas here, but I do
I
love.
was gonna say, I have an 80-pound KNPV line Dutch Shepherd and a whole bunch of field hunting Labradors. So there you go.
Nice. Awesome.
Okay, so I think you
I have
are.
all the mutts that were lost and abandoned, and they found me. Those are my
Yeah.
cats.
And
I think you two are pretty tough women. You know what? So, personally, for me, if I were to get a dog, I love those little ones like a Chihuahua or something like that. But anyway, but yeah,
I've fostered Chihuahuas, and they have bigger personalities than some of these huge dogs. They
Oh,
I would agree.
Yeah.
I believe you. Okay, so Danielle, I know you're just chomping at the bit about why you've got to find something cats win at. So,
This is, yes. So for people with very active lifestyles who cannot bring their dog with them all the time, and if they love travel, then they can not have to worry about letting the dogs in and out all day. They can leave a couple bowls around the house and hope they don't have a Thor like I do. My Thor will eat it all at once if we leave it. But for the most part, you can have a life around not having to always be home to let your dogs outside. How's that?
I will concede that point.
It's true.
We got one. We got 1 out of 92, guys.
Right?
okay, Raymond, any thoughts?
Also, I think cats are great at watching TV with, better watching, like, if you don't want to go out, you don't want to leave the house that day, and or you're sick, or whatever, and you just want to stay in bed, cats are better than dogs. You're going to have to actually
We are making us sound very lazy.
Yes,
but that's
Jenny,
not it.
Jenny, it's your turn.
All right, here I come. Yeah, dogs are the best companions. They don't ever want to leave your side. You walk out the door for 2 seconds and then come right back in, and they're excited like they're just seeing you for the
Best
first time
day
ever.
ever.
And because of that, they want to lay right on top of you if you're on the couch or in the bed or sitting at your desk. They want to be on your toes. I think dogs are far clingier and needier and better companions than cats when it comes to cuddling and that, though.
I
feel
just
like you're
gotta
coming
say,
after me, Jenny.
Yeah, I'd rather have a 10-pound cat laying on me than an 80-pound dog.
I've had a Rottweiler that thought it was like a little puppy and just would sit on you all the time. She was like a little kid.
But I also have to say that my cats are extremely spoiled, starting with Checkers, who, if you see any of the photos of my background, she's dressed as a general because she ran everything. I actually have to have a house sitter when we go on vacation because the cats won't tolerate being alone and not being fed whenever they want. So anyway, okay, Jenny, have you had a chance to bring up a new point yet?
Well, I did bring up the more variety point.
Okay, so let's go to Raymond. Raymond.
Okay. Oh, I just had a point, and I just I guess let's see. How about I was going to say that cats are cheaper for to take care of medically, but I don't think that's correct. I don't know. But
No, given what we've experienced, yeah.
You ask Max.
Yes. Let's see. I guess what else was I going to say? I just had something down, and I think someone else mentioned it. I'll get back to you the next time.
Okay.
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 Oh man, we're stumping him. We're not looking good for us.
No, who wants to bring up a new topic?
Sure. Unless Robin, you had something. I've got one. So tying back into what we were just discussing, but it's technically a new topic. Dogs, if you don't have 2-legged children of your own, dogs just tend to be a great replacement for that because they're super, super needy all the time. You have to take them outside to potty in most cases. I mean, unless you have a little dog, you're training on pads inside. You know, they depend on you for, you know, more things like a child, whereas cats tend to be more independent, even if they're social cats. So,
Well, that is true. I do get exercise with Max. He chases me around and grabs my feet.
love it.
Loki plays hide and seek.
Yeah. So, okay, Danielle, do you have a cat superiority?
Well, I was gonna say that cats are similar, so not exactly the same as Jenny described, but you know, a reason to get out of bed. Like if you're having a bad day, like even if you did have food bowls down, they're not gonna let you sleep. They're going to be zooming around. They're going to be jumping on your bed. They're going to be yelling at you to get up to make sure you're alive. So having that as part of like a partnership, or, you know, I don't want to say child replacement, but at my house, I don't have children. So I'm agreeing, but on both sides, cats and dogs.
Okay. So I do want to bring up something. I want to bring up poop.
Oh gosh.
Who wants to start with which poop is easier to clean up?
I used to have a dog back in the day, and I think there's you know, and this is actually before, like this was in the 80s or 90s in New York City, you know, when I remember bringing something out with me, but not being so you know, I guess now it's incredible the preparation you have to do in order to take your dog out for a walk, as opposed to like, you know,
bags.
The little bags, but yeah, it is horrible. It is like not the best chore to clean out a kitty litter, but at least you can do it when you want to, and not when the dog goes. You can just, you know, take your time and, you know, do it once a day on your own schedule, I guess.
But at
I
least
don't know.
it doesn't stink in the house.
So
Yeah.
this is going to be a weird one. Okay, so you got us going on this topic, which is kind of funny based on the topic
Jenny
that it
just
is.
said it doesn't, that the cat poop stinks up the house, the dog poop stays outside. Okay, Danielle.
So I actually don't mind scooping a litter box, because if you have the right setup and you're cleaning it frequently enough and you're using the proper litter, it takes like 2 seconds and it doesn't smell. If you're not doing that properly, or you have it in a closed space, you're cleaning it not at least once a day, then yeah, it's pretty gross.
And you
Okay,
also
Robin, anything?
And I will say that one of the things that I have found out is if your dog is on the right food, and I can't tell you what the right food is for your dog because a lot of that depends on your individual dog. Their poop should not smell. It should actually be constituted really well so that it's easy to pick up. And especially if you choose to feed raw, within about 24 hours, any poop actually dehydrates and disintegrates, so you don't have to pick it up out in the yard.
awesome.
Oh, there you go. So
And you don't have to find room for a litter box in your house anymore.
Correct. And you don't have the little grit that sticks to the bottom of your feet from the litter box.
Yeah, well, maybe that's a downside for me, because I have 4 cats, so we have 5 boxes around my house, which you wouldn't know because I clean them so frequently.
Right.
And now, but I mean, in the beginning, I had no clue. Like, you think this is common sense, but I had no clue you're supposed to clean it that often. I'm like, oh, when it's full, I'll clean it.
No.
That's not how you do it,
Often.
guys.
we have the self-cleaning boxes, and they're in a ventilated closet in the basement, and they're crystal. So that helps. But I mean, I'll got to tell you, my husband's a patent attorney, and there are so many innovations around cat litter boxes, you wouldn't believe it. But this did remind me of a joke that we heard a comedian tell that we just thought was hilarious. These aliens came down to planet Earth, and they decided that dogs were the dominant species on the planet because they had all these other creatures, people, scurrying around behind them, picking up their poop.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, I think this might actually be another point for Team Dog. So I think I'm fired next time we do this. But, you know, positive to all of that outside for the doggies. I don't know why I'm like over saying the word poop at this point. But there's a lot of lucrative businesses for people to come and do that removal for you. So it's helping the economy. And now Danielle's fired from Team Cat forever.
Also, I have a point. I guess that's topic. I guess the cat videos have taken over the internet.
Oh, that's a good one.
You don't see a lot of doggy videos, but you know, especially
all I
during
get.
COVID, you know.
I can have
Well,
a cheeseburger.
And I love I has cheeseburger. And I will kind of I live on a farm. So I have a dog that is a varmint killer.
Okay.
So right. But we also have 3 barn cats. And they absolutely help keep our mouse and rat population under control. So everybody has a job and everybody has a lane. So in that instance, it's everybody works together well.
Awesome.
Go.
Well, I do want to put in something for Team Cat, even though I'm not really supposed to. But I like the fact that cats are so soft. And I don't think most dogs are as soft as most cats.
Depends on the breed. You look at
Depends on the breed.
Newfies,
Yeah.
and there's big, fluffy, giant dogs, Huskies, Newfies. Yeah, there's tons of them that are just as fluffy as kitties.
But are they as soft?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
If they're not as soft, you need to look at your diet and add some fish oil in.
Right.
Okay.
And I have another pro dog comment topic that
Yeah, I'm going back to my list because I feel like I forgot something.
So cats tend to push all your breakables off your tables and shelves and counters.
Well,
Yes.
that's cute though. That's
There's-
very endearing.
There's proof behind me. One of my flower pots are cracked from Tony.
Dogs will just put them in their mouth and show them to you like, come on, chase me, chase me. You know you want this back, and not hurt them most of the time. So I think that's a pro for Team Dog then.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But also cats, like I guess a pro cat, I guess cats always bring you birds to eat because they think that, you know,
Great.
Oh.
they think you come for
See,
yourself.
I don't like that though. So
I
I would think
know.
that's a ping.
But they do it because they supposedly they think that you can't hunt for yourself or you're stupid, so they want to give you food.
It's a cute
you know.
gesture, but please, bird people, don't write us mean emails.
Cats try to feed you. Well, for my cats, it's more chipmunks and squirrels and stuff. But yes, our cats try to feed us. That's true.
So I have a couple more on my list. How are we doing on time? I think we can go a little bit longer.
We got some time. Okay, Danielle, fire away.
Okay. So cats don't smell like wet dog. Oh, I win.
Yes, I say that's a winner.
I'd say that's definitely a win for Team.
Yeah, that is a winner. And cats are actually probably less likely to get skunked.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yes.
Or
We'll give
wet.
you that one.
Or wet
Okay.
in general, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So do we have another dog one? What about eating? What about taking medicine?
Dogs are way easier to feed medications.
Absolutely. Hide it in
Yeah.
something neat.
Majority of the time, yeah. I have to agree on that. You
Yeah,
don't have to
Raymond
rustle-
has a lot of experience there.
you don't have to rustle them to the ground.
Yeah, I mean, I'll find a pill under the TV console a week after I thought I gave it to the cat. I don't even try to give him pills anymore. I squish him up and put him in butter and stick him in his mouth. Cats are almost impossible to give medicine to.
See,
And
dogs-
yeah, what about just taking them to the vet?
I don't
Oh.
have. Yeah, go ahead, Raymond. You
Yeah, I still have like, so she's partially not really feral, but she's kind of hard to handle. I really have to just work up a sweat chasing this cat around the house, and then she always gets under a couch under the and I
Olivia?
Olivia. Then I'd have to then my partner and I have to turn the couch over. She hides in it. I'm already like deep in sweat, and I reach in, I grab her, you know, and just like and she's ready to turn and like bite me and whatever, and then I have to ignore her, and I reach her up like she's a varmint, you know, and I put her into the
I get it.
and I put her into the carrier, and then she's fine. But
Yeah, when
you
she's
know,
in the carrier, she's completely fine.
yeah, but yeah, I kind of like but it's kind of a bonding experience though with the cat. I try to chase
scars and bites.
yeah.
And what do dogs do when it's time to go to the vet, you guys?
Well, my dogs absolutely love going to the vet. They love it there, and they hop right in the car and they run around. My vet kind of runs her office where you definitely have to have the dogs leashed, but you know, it's pretty free and open, and she does Eastern and Western medicine, and you know, lays hands on the dogs and loves them all. And you know, once we're in the room, they take the leash off and they can run around in the room, and her dog will come in and say hello. So my dogs think the vet is a party, and unless she's trying to take their temperature or give them a shot or clip their nails, they're great.
And my dogs, I spend a lot of time traveling with my dogs, so my dogs just think they're on the way for another trip, and my dogs have all realized that the car usually means that we get to do fun stuff. So they're all in it for going for a ride.
Well, this is one where cats definitely lose, I think. So my cat Checkers, who, as I said before, was the general of the household, I took her to the vet, and the vet building had 2 stories, well, not like a story and a half, and was pretty big. And they took her in the back, and you could hear her screaming like for a mile radius.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
and they weren't even doing anything to her, and they had to wear chainmail gloves to do anything to Checkers. And the vet told me I had to give her gabapentin before I brought her.
Oh my
every time.
goodness.
So, in my household anyway.
So I think at this point, I don't even think we have to add anything up, but hey, Elizabeth, let's do a fake drum roll and figure out which team won this particular episode before we let everybody kind of talk a little bit about themselves.
Well, since I have cats, I'm just going to say Team Cat won, but no, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I think it was kind of a draw. There were goods and bads about, but honestly, I love cats and dogs both, and everybody on this call does. It's just which one do we prefer to live with? So I think it's kind of a draw. What do you think?
So I was going to say, I think it just depends on who you're best matched to. Yeah. But I just find it very interesting that every example I brought up was like a ding against cats, everything that came out of my mouth practically.
So I'm just kind of going by the order. I see people on the screen. So Robin, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
So I am the CEO of the Canine Census Foundation, which coaches the human end of the leash. And we focus on detection dogs. So that could be anything from search and rescue to narcotics, explosives, and even working with a lot of nose work handlers. So, and any type of detection dog work. And I've been doing search and rescue for 22 years. I currently own 9 dogs and have female level cadaver dog, bomb dogs and narcotics dogs, and a puppy in training.
9 dogs?
Not 9
That's
dogs.
it. She has nothing going on.
And, yeah, well, and then I have
and a farm and other stuff,
all sorts of other stuff, and so 9 dogs, and all are all of them are working quality dogs. So we're talking dogs that have been selected specifically to have a job. And whether they're retired, I've got 2 retired house pets that aren't really house pets. And then the 7 other working dogs.
Congratulations. You are a brave, hardworking woman.
Brave, not so bright. It kind of depends on the day. Yeah, don't know. And I also happily have 3 barn cats.
Oh, nice.
So
yeah, got to have those cats. So what about you, Jenny? What do you do?
Well, my day job is I am the affiliate marketing manager for Radio America, which is of course how we met.
Right.
Calico. But my passion is that I am the PR coordinator for Chicago Pet Rescue here in Chicago. And we've been around for almost 13 years. And we rescue more cats than anything else. We've rescued about almost 1,300 cats since we've been around, and about 150 dogs. And I've fostered most of those.
Wow.
But it's my passion to do whatever I can to help any kind of animal live a long, happy, wonderful life. So. And I have 2 dogs at home. I'm feeling inadequate now, Robin. You're my hero. But I have the 2 dogs I mentioned earlier. Tyler is going to turn 8 in May. He is a 91-pound Weimaraner, and he is a rescue. And Paige is a Black Lab Australian Shepherd mix, about 57 pounds, and she's also a rescue. So that's me.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What about you, Raymond?
Okay, yeah. In my day job, I'm an attorney. I do a bankruptcy law. I do divorce, and I do like family law, and then I do criminal law and immigration. And then I guess in terms of cats, Danielle and I both work with Tommy's Cats, basically to find homes for cats, homeless cats, stray cats, ferals, or or do a TNR work. Presently, I have 4 fosters, 2 calicos, kittens, which are kind of, hopefully I'm trying to drag it back from the dark side, being feral. Then in my office here, in my law office, I have a room that has some cats in it, and one cat's named Taz, which was previously owned, but then it was thrown out. I guess the house it was in became very unstable, and the woman passed away. So Taz was put outside. So now I have her, and then
She's
also
the
another
character.
Yeah, she's a character, right? And the funny thing, when she growls, that means you have to pick her up. And I was going to tell Danielle that, so don't, because Danielle's in the room with Taz. Then we have another cat, like in this room over here. We're trying to assess cats, whether they're feral, or whether they're, or whether you work with them, or whether they have to, or whether they're adoptable or not, or whether they're going back outside, back outside. And soon it's almost April now, and so soon it's going to be kitten season. So it's going to be another crazy kitten season, I believe.
Well, I may be getting a blue cat. I don't know, after that dream I had.
So the previous episode that we were recording, we were talking with the guest, and she was talking about how she had a Russian blue-haired cat, and Elizabeth's face just dropped, and she was like, I had a dream last night that I got a blue cat. So we're like, well, maybe it's meant to be. Who knows?
Who knows? That would be number 4. Of course, I don't think I'll ever get up to number 9, Robin. I'm just floored by that. Like that's a lot of work.
Well, and I also, and the reason I have 9 is I also do, I have a breeding program. So I breed labs for detection work and hunt tests. So yes.
Keeping the world safe. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So Danielle, do you want to say anything about yourself, or do we know you enough already?
Sure. I am a consultant, and I work with field service companies to help them streamline their processes to be more simpler and to have great customer experiences, all that jazz. And then I also have a lot of volunteer work that I've been doing with Tommy's Cats and Pet Adoption Network, other groups like that, and really just been focusing on my health. So for me, that's not normal for me to only have 2 or 3 things I'm doing, because I'm usually doing 50.
I know you're
for
so
you.
high energy.
Thank
Good
you.
for you.
Yeah, and we've talked about that before, Robin, too. So
Yes.
yeah.
Excellent.
So, and how about you, Elizabeth, before we wrap up?
Well, I have 4 things. Well, more than that, but 4 main things right now. So this podcast, which I so thoroughly enjoy, working with Danielle is just such a pleasure. I've got to tell you, we really have fun doing this.
This is my passion project. It's my creative outlet working with you. So thank you.
Yeah. And I co-host the syndicated radio show with my husband, Richard. It's on, 28 stations across the country now. It's for entrepreneurs. And I learned so much because we have accomplished entrepreneurs and startups, and the accomplished entrepreneurs, I learned something new every single episode. I love it. We interview them. It's just really fun. And then I do work with my husband in his law firm, helping him with the marketing. And then I have my own startup, which I'm having a website done right now. So that's kind of what's going on with it right now, but it's for small businesses. It's a B2B video directory for businesses. So I'm busy, but I don't know any other way to be. So right,
Very
Danielle.
cool. Well, we thank you guys so much for being on today. This was really fun. Thank you, Jenny, for kind of spearheading the idea.
Yeah.
And then we'll have everybody's contact information within the show notes on our website, thejerseypodcats.com. You can look for us on YouTube, and we also have a Facebook community. So thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for listening. Let's keep the conversation going. Give this podcast a rating so other cat lovers can find it. Connect with the Jersey Podcats on social media, or visit thejerseypodcats.com and leave a message sharing a story or question about cats. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll catch you in the next episode.